It's easy to just write ourselves off, you know? You turn 40, you turn 50, and all of a sudden it's like, what has my life been about? What has my life been about? And we start to feel that that guilt that just judges us and says, you're broken and it can't be fixed. I like regret. Now, I'm defining it this way. Guilt is a condemnation, right? Like you're a bad thing. You've got something to apologize for, and you are going to have to live with this for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like you committed a crime. Regret still recognizes that something bad has happened, something negative, something undesirable has happened. But regret says, okay, I did that thing wrong. Now I'm going to do it better. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to overcome. Whether or not we learn this lesson when we're 30, 40, 50, 60, whenever this comes, don't let yourself sit inside of guilt or shame. The vast majority of us shouldn't work in shame. I'm going to say regret, but this is not regret where it's like, I'm finished, I'm done. It's more like, okay, I don't like the outcomes I have today. And what brought me to these outcomes, I regret that. And so I'm going to change from what I was. I'm going to change from what I was doing, not what I was, but what I was doing. Because did we waste our potential? Yes. It's, like let's be honest. Yes. But that does not mean I do not still have potential today. You have potential today. And today's potential is really what matters. Why do we tell the 20-year-old about their potential, Because they have that potential today. And as much as it's regrettable when that potential gets wasted when we're 20, how much more regrettable is it that we would waste our potential today when we're 40, 50, 30, 60, as I jump around with my numbers? You have potential today. You really do. And I'm not talking ChatGTP, mechanical, generic, positive talk, which, in a sense, there's a place for that. You know what I'm saying? Like when ChatGTP scours the internet and looks for stuff, it's like this is the consensus among so many that chat's going to then go, okay. And so there's a place for that. But really, for real, you and I still have absolutely complete, full potential. I'm thinking of Maverick, Top Gun Maverick with Tom Cruise, right? And you look at that, and how many movies nowadays will look at a character that's in that time of his life, and they'll write him off. Oh, the young people know more. The young people are better. The young people are the ones with potential. And yet, in Top Gun Maverick, it demonstrates the potential of the man with experience, the man who has lived and failed. He failed at Top Gun, and he went to become, he had to go do something else and try again. And you and I, we may have failed at whatever. I'm closing my eyes and thinking to myself, we may have failed. And you're like, yeah, right, may. I have. Okay. We have failed. It's not a part of our identity. It's not who we are, but it is something that's happened. So now what? Boss, Don't quit. Take assessment of yourself. What are you good at? Where do you want to be now? Where do you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years, right? And what paths do you have open to you to get to that place? Don't throw the potential you have now. Look, you're still alive. You still have ability within you, whatever your situation may be. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the stories. I'm sure you've seen them too, where somebody's in a wheelchair and they've got their ailment, they've got their difficulty, and yet manage to accomplish great things. And they always show the sports and stuff like that. But how many men were in their latter years and just took up truck driving? They bought a truck and they went out and they became a truck driver and were actually able to financially turn their lives around. Nowadays we've got social media. Look at what I'm doing right now. Hold on, I'm not trying to say I'm all that. I'm just saying that that we have potential today. And social media and stuff like this opens up avenues and opens up opportunities that weren't available before. But not everybody wants to stick their face in front of a camera and yap on about a bunch of stuff. Boss, you have talent, you have skills, and you do have the ability to grow. We have the ability to grow and to move beyond those mistakes. Let's identify those mistakes. Let's figure out what we did right and then what we did wrong. Let's eliminate one at a time those things that we did wrong that we're not going to repeat anymore. And then replace those things with new things. Like, okay, like what's one of my things that I've done so much? This is going to sound generic, but stay with me on this. Always thinking that I'm inferior to everybody around me. And over explaining myself, like, oh, please, accept me, please don't throw me away. And things I experienced as a child, because I was written off a lot as a child, and so I felt that inferiority. But am I truly actually inferior? Maybe I'm a terrible carpenter in comparison to a carpenter, but does that make me an inferior man altogether? No. That carpenter, do you know how many carpenters feel inferior to others? I remember sitting at a table and I was surrounded by my friends, and my friends were, PhD holders, master degrees holders, professionals, business owners, and I was a minimum wage earner. Yet not one of them, as I look back and I look back at that, and I'm like, not one of them actually brought up my lack of education, my lack of accomplishment, to demonstrate something to them, or to demonstrate something to me. Like, they never said anything about it. But I was busy feeling it. I felt like I'm inferior because I don't have a college education, a university education. So I feel inferior. Not one time did they ever bring that up. And I remember that they actually told me at a certain point, stop apologizing for that. I think that's for both of us. I think that's for all of us. Like, we feel inferior and we have something to apologize for. We have something to feel guilt about, like something you've done wrong. No. Okay, we can regret. We go like, you know what? Like, I regret constantly apologizing for myself and constantly feeling inferior. I don't think I'm superior. I don't think that. But I am equal. And sitting at that table, they were interested in my input, what I had to say about X, Y, or Z. Z for my American brothers and sisters. People are not inferior automatically unless we make ourselves that way. Like, I'll argue the individual that engages in immoral criminal activity, yeah, they are putting themselves into a position of inferiority and denying their potential. It's not you and I. Oh, but Rodney, I did commit crimes in the past. Good. Or not good, not good, good, good. But hear me on this. Okay, okay. But then regret that. Ask for your forgiveness. Ask for the forgiveness that you need to do. Did you have to do time? Okay, do time. But then regret that and look at how to change. Look, we need to focus on how we would change. Because the way we think about ourselves is how we become. And I'm preaching to myself as I talk to you and I say these things. I'm preaching to myself, right? Because it's so easy to think, well, others, that's good for them. I remember people at church, and man, I'm guilty of this one. And there's this sermon going on. Man, the preacher, he's hooking it up, and he's saying some really powerful, deep stuff. And I think my mother should be listening to this. My sister, my best friend. Hey Rodney, are you listening to this sermon? How we talk to ourselves, what we think to ourselves, and I'm talking like that guilt, that shame. Spend as little time in these places as you can. Move over to regret. Spend some time there to build skills, to invest in yourself so that you can move to a place of dignity. You're not over. Your life's not over. We are not over. We are not done. How many presidents of the United States became president of the United States in their 60s, 70s? Whatever we think about them, I'm not endorsing anybody or tearing anybody down. I'm just meaning, like, talk about fulfilling further, going further. You and I, our potential isn't done. So how we move past this, how we move past this thought that our life is over or that we are done when we're not, is to look at your skills, talents, your abilities, and start finding ways to implement them into your life. I'm sure you've heard the story before, but the founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken, I think he got started in that business when he was in his mid-60s. And everything he had done before that had been an utter failure. His wife, he had a great wife that stuck it out with him. But the thing is, he stuck it out with himself. Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, never gave up on us. Don't you give up on you. You do have it within you. And for that man who founded and started Kentucky Fried Chicken could do it in his 60s, we sure as heck can do it in our 40s and 50s. And if you are in your 60s, boss, don't give up. 70s, 80s. Today you are alive. Today is the day of your, I want to say, your beginning. And work to your tomorrow. What future do you wish to have? Don't compare yourself to the 20-year-old. That's done. It's a moment of regret and then building. Boss, you got this. You can do this. Don't quit. Don't give up. Learn. Study. Invest in you. And watch what comes out of this. It will take time. It will take work. It will take effort. But you know what? Staying where we are, like just staying stuck, staying in the mud, staying in that place takes just as much work. I'll argue that. I'll die on that hill. It takes just as much work. So let's take that effort and push it towards something that's absolutely 100% freaking positive. And failure is going to come too. Failure doesn't stop. It's just we're going to utilize that and move that towards something good. And how you move it towards something good is to learn from it. And how often we have failed. Don't live in guilt and shame. Touch it with regret. I'm touching this. My speaker down here. I've got this speaker I've got here, and I'm touching it. Like, touch it with that regret, and then build, learn, invest in you. We're not done. We're not over. We're here, and we've got something to give.